We got an interesting one in Fayetteville this weekend. This is an 11 o'clock kick Central Time. Arkansas 5-4, going to host Texas 8-1. That line's minus 13.5 right now, even though it opened at minus 16.5 Texas. Over under 57.5. And another interesting point here, Arkansas was on the bye this past week. So we haven't seen Arkansas since that historic performance that Ole Miss put up on them, 63-31.
I will say this quickly before you go, Jake. There is nothing scarier than an Arkansas football team coming off a bye with nothing to lose at 11 o'clock.
In a rivalry game.
In a rivalry. It's terrifying.
They've got nothing left on the table except to ruin your hopes. That's what it is. And guess what? I think a lot of Arkansas fans, they'd be fine with that. Expectations coming in this year weren't sky high. But if you're a Texas fan, and we're going to go through these scenarios, look, you win and you're in. It's pretty simple for you. If you win the rest of your games in the regular season, and I know that's a lot easier said than done, you will be playing in the SEC championship game, and therefore you will be in the college football playoff. If you lose, there's a scenario where Texas goes 10-2 and doesn't get in, which we're going to get into later. Thanks to Notre Dame. But when I look at this matchup, this is a very, very scary game if you're a Texas fan. For all those reasons you mentioned, Blaine, but this is where Bobby Petrino, with 2 weeks, can really get into that bag. I would not be surprised if you saw Travis Williams take a very similar approach against Texas than he did Tennessee. Taking gambles up front, stunning the line, right? Blitzing, pressuring. You've got nothing to lose, and you just got rolled by, think about this, you get rolled by Ole Miss. Rolled by Ole Miss. All the hopes done for SEC championship, college football playoff. Then you get into a bye week. You've got enough time to get pissed off, and then you've got 2 weeks to prepare for Texas. Texas is a very quality football team. I've got a lot of respect for Steve Sarkisian and what he's doing. But that spread right now, if you can buy that up to plus 14.5 and get it, I would take it. Texas is better than Arkansas, but if Taylor Green gets loose, he can be an equalizer for all the talent that Texas has on that front seven defensively. And Bobby P's got 2 weeks to practice for it, and he's got no strings attached in this one to do whatever. And T. Will is the same. This game, you want to talk about throwing the SEC championship race into a flux. If Texas goes and loses this game, it is going to create mass chaos down ballot, as they say, for everybody else. We talk about those tiebreaker scenarios. You want to get into them? Let Texas lose this game and then beat Texas A&M at the end. That would be just an absolute disaster for the playoff committee as well. I like Texas to win right now, but I'm telling you, this game for Arkansas, it's all the marbles, all the Razorback nuggets, all that stuff. You could feed off this one for a long time because not only would it make you look better, it could ruin a lot of what Texas would then have to do to even have a chance to make the college.
I'm trying to think, if you're an Arkansas fan here, would you rather this game be high scoring or low scoring?
Probably high scoring, I would think.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying against Ole Miss is you've proven that you can win multiple different ways in terms of like you can have a shootout with Ole Miss and win 48-45, or you can win a low-scoring game the way that you did against Tennessee, not even put up 20 points and still have a victory. Unfortunately, they didn't do that against Ole Miss, and they got blown out. And that's one thing to consider when you talk about Arkansas's defense going into this game with reckless abandon because they have nothing to lose. One thing is Travis Williams' name has been at the top of coaching boards for head coaching hires in this next season coming up. If you get blown out by 63 with Ole Miss and your next performance you go in with reckless abandon, you get blown out by Texas, that's going to be a tough look back-to-back like that. Mm-hmm. I know you're trying to do everything you can to win the game, and Arkansas as a team has nothing to lose, but you don't want to give up as many points as possible because you're playing risky football.
No, and I agree with that, but what happens if you go out there and you line up in your base stuff and you're just getting your ass kicked like what Ole Miss did to them? Because like Arkansas at first wasn't taking a lot of chances defensively.
This is the same Arkansas team that beat Tennessee.
I understand. And why did they beat Tennessee? Because I thought Travis Williams pitched a perfect game.
He did.
Play calling defensively. Travis Williams is in what I call the American Idol situation, right? You go out for your first audition and you make it. Hey, welcome to Hollywood. Congrats, you made it past the first round, past all these weirdos and people that can't sing. Now everybody's looking at you. But now the expectation has gone up and the competition is getting better. So not only do you have to perform well again, you have to perform really well against better competition. It's one thing to get that ticket to Hollywood. It's another one to keep advancing when the competition gets better and all the eyes are on you. And that next audition you had After the big one that got you to Hollywood, you forgot the notes to the song and gave up 63. So you get another chance now to put that best foot forward. I am more interested in can Arkansas stop or slow down Texas than I am can Arkansas have the capability to score. Now, Taylor Green's gotten beat up in every game. You're going to have to use those legs in this one. You're going to have to use them heavy. You got to empty the clip. But Arkansas's got big backs. They've got strong-bodied backs. They've got 2 wide receivers that have really strong hands that can go up and get the ball, that can break tackles. I think they have the pieces to be able to score a decent amount of points in this game to stay in it. It's can they stop Texas early, and can Texas make them quit early like Ole Miss did, right? And there's another factor here. The way Quinn Ewers starts in games is typically how he finishes. So if I'm Travis Williams and I want to be aggressive again, I want to hit his ass over and over and over in the first quarter. Nothing dirty, nothing illegal, but how can I get to Quinn Ewers? Because if I get to Quinn, I get to Sark. If I get to Quinn, that gets me to Sark, I get to Texas, and that fourth quarter rolls around, that place in Fayetteville is going to be going bananas.
And how much do we really know about this Texas team?
That's what I keep saying.
How much do you really know? Because, I mean, you could go through their schedule. Obviously, that Michigan team's not who we thought they were at the end of the year. Oklahoma's not. I mean, you beat Vanderbilt by 3. You rolled Florida last week, but Florida's a bad football team. But don't worry, guys, they're going to keep Billy Napier. But how much do you know about this Texas team? How good do you think that you just said you don't think they're a top 5 SEC team?
I don't think they are.
If that is true, then Arkansas will have a chance to beat them.
Well,
and if they're going to, it has to be Taylor Green.
Well, if I'm a Texas fan, and I agree with you, and I think a lot of rational Texas fans are saying this, I know that Sark's a damn good football coach. I don't question their preparation coming into this game. I know if Quinn Ewers is hot early, he can be really good with the pieces they have around. The Helm kid at tight end, I don't think it's talked about enough at Texas. We talk about Colson Loveland. We talk about Terrence Ferguson at Oregon. Hell, we've talked about Oscar Delp more than we've talked about the Helm kid at tight end for Texas. I think he's a really good player. But who has Texas played on the road in the SEC this year?
They have played. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, the other game was Oklahoma. That's a neutral site game.
For sure.
You played Michigan on the road, who's not very good, as we've seen, or at least not up to the Michigan standard. So I think Texas is a good football team. I'm not saying they're bad. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Appreciate all you guys joining. Just overwhelmed by the response, the amount of subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Keep liking and sharing the content so we can keep doing it.